Hi. Hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. How are you all today? It is lovely to be with you again. Um, it is Thursday again, and I swear sometimes the weeks are just like, boom, hi, Thursday. How are you? Time for another Facebook Live. I am Diane Reed. Nice to see you. Hi. Um, I am coming to you live as usual. It's a Thursday, and we are going to talk about something fun today that I have yet to really talk about live with people, but I talk about it a lot in so many other places and usually behind closed doors with my clients in the clinic. So you guys are going to get a taste of that and what that's like. And for those of you that are new to me, we constantly have newcomers, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am honored to have you be a part of this incredible community on Insta, on Facebook, and welcome to me. I'm Amy Raup, and my mission is to help you live your healthiest life, to help you take back the power over your health, to help you step into your power on every level, and to help you live your healthiest, most reawakened life. You deserve it. Here's to hope and believing in our bodies, right? And so I am an acupuncturist and practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine by trade. So that means I have a 4-year Master's of Science degree in traditional Chinese medicine. Prior to studying Chinese medicine, I was a biology and chemistry major in college, and then I was studying neuroscience in graduate school. And then I decided to become an acupuncturist. And since I have been practicing for about 15, it'll be 15 years this December, which is crazy town. And, I've worked with thousands of patients at this point, and I've also authored 3 books that I'm very proud of. And I started publishing books in about 2009. My first book was called Chill Out and Get Healthy. My second book, which is right next to me, so I'll highlight this one. It's called Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. Here it is. Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. Side note about me, I got pregnant naturally at the age of 40. Following my advice, I wrote the book at 38, went on to get pregnant at 40. So I know how blessed I am. Thank you. And my third book, which I gave away my only copy at the house the other day, it's called Body Belief. And it's about how to heal autoimmune diseases, radically shift your health, and most importantly, learn to love your body more. So those are my books. Check them out. You can find out more about me right here on these channels, Instagram, Facebook, on my website, amyraup.com. My books are sold anywhere books are sold, on Amazon in particular. And anyway, I'm so happy to be here with you guys. And if you guys ever have requests for what you want me to do one of these lives on, please message me, either DM me on Insta or on Facebook, message my team, info@amyraup.com. Let us know what you want me to talk about, and I will talk about it, because one thing I like to do is talk and spread information and help people just feel more supported, feel more educated, feel more grounded in their decisions, especially when it comes to their health and well-being. So today, I wanted to talk to you about your doctor's visits, what to expect from your doctor, how to find the right doctor, and if you're not feeling well, what to ask your doctor to test you for immediately. So let me back that up. Again, I was en route to becoming a Western medical doctor. I have deep respect and admiration for Western medicine. It is a lifesaver. It changes lives. It facilitates health. I strongly believe in it, and I believe there's a time and a place for it, always. However, I chose to study traditional Chinese medicine, which is an alternative medicine, and I am an alternative medicine doctor. I am by all means a physician, though. A physician is just someone who guides someone back to their optimal health from a state of do no harm. And that is my oath that I have taken, and that is my intention with all of my clients, is to do no harm and to guide them as best I can with my knowledge. But to be honest, leave my ego out. If there's something I don't know or I don't feel like I can help them with, I guide them where I think they can get the help they need. And I think what is happening right now, or has been happening for a while in the traditional medicine world, the Western medicine world, is that doctors are overworked and underpaid. And you guys might not think that, but they are. And the healthcare system is really putting a lot of pressure and burden on them to see as many patients as they possibly can in the shortest amount of time to then basically pay all their bills and their staff and their medical people and their liability insurance and their, six-figure debt from medical school. So I'm not making excuses for them, but they are under a lot of pressure to not spend enough time with their patients. And one of the things that I loved the most when I decided to make the shift from Western to Eastern medicine was, no one told me how much time to spend with my patients. That wasn't really part of the studies, but just that my job is like being a detective. I get to dig deep into all the layers of what's going on with their health to try to connect, put the pieces back together. So a lot of times our symptoms in Chinese medicine are what we call the branches. So they're like the branches of the tree. But the root is really what we need to get out and treat. What Western medicine is really good at is treating the branches. So band-aiding, right? You have acid reflux, here's a reflux blocker. They're not going to send you to a doctor like me or tell you to do an elimination diet to figure out what foods are causing the issue, or that perhaps you have acid reflux as a side effect from, some of your other medication. Maybe one of your sleep medications is causing acid reflux, or stress in your life, right? So they don't have enough time often. So it's not that they're not equipped or that they're out to do harm. They are very limited on their time. I think the statistic is the average doctor gets about 7 minutes with their patients if they want to meet all their, basically to pay their bills. They have to spend 7 minutes with a patient. I get to spend, my patients come in and there's an hour that I block off, right? I see patients on the half hour. So I get about, 20 minutes on the front end with a patient and about 15 minutes on the back end with a patient. So 35 minutes I get with each visit. And then they get to cook with their acupuncture needles for another 20 or so. So I feel very blessed because in that time frame, I can really collect about a lot of information. And always with my new clients, I do a full hour to an hour and a half intake where I'm talking about every single thing from how you poop to how you sleep to, if you're a woman, to what your period, not just how often it comes, what it looks like. I want to know the color of the blood. Is there clots? What's your PMS like? I talk about everything from hair, skin, nails, to poop, to pee, to sleep, to gas. I mean, I figure it all out. I go over your diet. I go over your supplements. I go over what else you're taking. And from there, I collect my data and I figure out then what is the root of the problem, right? Not just treating the Band-Aids. So, seeing a doctor like me is, I think, really helpful because then you have someone who really understands. A lot of times what I do, I'm kind of the intermediary for my patients with all their other doctors, and no one's managing their medications. No one's managing, like if you have a GI doc and then an endocrinologist and then, maybe a psychiatrist and then your GP. No one's really looking at the whole picture. And it's, again, not because they're looking to, do harm to you. It's because they don't have the time. So what you need from your doctor, that's what I want to talk to you about today. Considering the limit of time that they have. If you are dealing with some health issues that you can't seem to figure out, or you just generally feel unwell, or at about 70 to 80% what you think you should feel, I want to make sure that A, I'm going to give you some tests that I want you to get done, and then B, that you feel like your doctor's on your team, that they believe in you and your ability to get healthier, that they support you and your decisions, and that they're just not over medicating you for every single symptom, right? So the answer is not in the pill. The answer is in your lifestyle and your choices, mainly your diet and how you manage your stress, how much you sleep. So what I always say to my clients is use your doctor for what they're good at. I need you to get some blood tests from them. I need you to feel ideally supported by them, or at least that, like, if you asked for a test, they're not going to poo-poo you, okay? So ideally, every single, if you have a yearly physical, I want every year that you're getting checked a complete thyroid panel. So that includes not just TSH, and this is important for any of you that feel tired, feel like you're gaining weight unnecessarily, feel like you can't lose weight, feel like your hair's falling out, your skin is too dry, you're too cold, or you're too hot, or you have a lot of anxiety or insomnia, depression. Look at, I just named 10 symptoms that the thyroid could be affecting, okay? The thyroid is the master of all the hormones in our body, of all the functioning in our body. It is so important that we get it looked at and regularly. So a complete thyroid panel, including, you want to write this down, TSH, free T3, free T4, thyroid antibodies, and reverse T3. Super duper important that those all get checked. If your doctor's like, oh, you don't need all of those, say no. I want a complete thyroid panel. I want to know everything that's going on with my thyroid. Please, I'm asking you, a complete thyroid panel. Not an incomplete one, not a half-ass one, a complete thyroid panel. You deserve to know. These numbers tell us a lot. If you have any of my books, I have reference ranges for you in the back of those books of what it should look like, okay? There's also a great website, Stop the Thyroid Madness, that I love, that has a lot of information on the thyroid and what the numbers really tell you. Check that out if you suspect you have a thyroid condition. There's, you know, upwards of, I don't know, what is it? 1 out of 3 women has a thyroid condition. 90% of those are actually Hashimoto's. No one checks for thyroid antibodies. If you have thyroid antibodies, you basically have to act like you have a gluten, soy, and dairy allergy, because those things really impact your thyroid function. So it gives us a lot of information, and we need to know it. The other thing that needs to be checked is your vitamin D levels. Ideally, they're between a 50 and a 70, okay? So make sure your doctor is checking your vitamin D levels. MTHFR, I think all doctors should be checking for this, and that you ask your doctor clearly and, state it very strongly. I would like to know if I have the MTHFR genetic mutation. It's an easy test. Let them do it. And then last but not least, you want to make sure you're getting your inflammatory markers checked. So I like to look at CRP, C-reactive protein, and I like to look at homocysteine levels. Both of those give us an idea of inflammation in the body. Super important. For menstruating women, getting your estrogen checked in your follicular phase and your progesterone checked in your luteal phase, also great. But I think, the Dutch test, the Dutch hormone panel, is one of the best that you can do. It's a urine test. I can do that for you. A functional medicine doctor can do that for you. I think that's the best way to really look at hormones. So there's a question on Insta. I found a functional doc that takes my insurance. Woohoo! He's not OB. OBs and doctors said I'm in normal range. This doctor did a complete thyroid panel. Yeah, TSH 2.5, T4.63. Right. So yeah, you're not in range, right? So your body is, TSH is a little higher. We want it to be right at a 2. And your T4 was at your, regular T4, not free, I'm assuming. Should be between a 0.8 and a 1.8. So if T4 is low, which yours is, it indicates hypothyroidism. And so right here, this is a perfect example. A regular doctor, up to, TSH can go up to a 4 before a regular doctor will even consider you potentially hypothyroid. You could feel like shit at a 4. And you might just need a little thyroid medication. And then if I look at the T4 a little bit more, and I say, well, her T4 is low. So basically her body is utilizing all that T4 and more. Your body has to take T4, cleave it into T3 to then use it for proper thyroid function. Sometimes the T3 is low, and that tells me something different. So again, thyroid antibodies need to be checked. TSH needs to be checked, T4, free T3, free T4, all of that super duper important. Reverse T3, I think, is another one that's important. A lot of doctors don't check. In an ideal world, we're all seeing functional medicine doctors because they look deeper, or you're seeing doctors like me who point you in that direction. Unfortunately, we're not always accessible, right? Or that we might be not covered by insurance. And so then you have to pay out of pocket for these tests, and that can get very expensive. So what you need to do is talk to your doctor very clearly. I've been doing research. I'm not feeling well. I've read books. I would like you to test me for the following. Come in with a piece of paper, have them all written down. And if they give you pushback, all you have to do is say, okay, well then, I'm probably going to find another doctor. I hope you're comfortable with that. So I won't be seeing you again. Thank you very much. I will find a doctor who will do these tests for me. And 9 out of 10 times they'll say, fine, I'll do the test for you. And they might give you attitude. It's okay. Use your doctors for what they are. They're your doctors. We just need some basic lab tests from them. We're not looking for them to be your best friends, right? They don't have enough time to understand your entire case. If you do have the luxury of a doctor who does have the time to understand your case and moves very slowly and still takes your insurance, don't give them up. They're amazing. They're hard to find these days, right? So if you have that, just cultivate that relationship, and don't be afraid to tell them that you've educated yourself on something. Don't be afraid to say, I've read this book. And they might say, oh, those tests don't really mean anything. Oh, everybody's vitamin D deficient. Oh, everybody has a thyroid thing. But I still have the right to know what my numbers are. And if they can't do those tests for you, if they don't want to do those tests to you, ask for a referral. But the biggest thing I want you guys to understand is to not feel disempowered in that situation, to rather feel like an advocate for your own health. That's what you deserve. That's how you should that's how you should engage in your life. You are your own advocate. You have a choice every single day. You don't have to keep seeing the same doctor if they're just poo-pooing you every single time. Find another doctor. I know that's a pain in the ass. I know that's not super simple, but find another doctor, or pay out of pocket for a functional medicine doctor, or come and see someone like me, because it's that important. Your health is that important. It's the pay now or pay later syndrome, I think. A question on Facebook. My vitamin D is a 31.8. Yeah, that's on the lower side. Laura, don't feel too bad. Mine, I just retested it and it was like a 37 or 39 or something like that. So I'm taking 5,000 IUs of vitamin D now every day to get it back up. I just got it retested yesterday, so we'll see how that worked. But that's all you have to do. Listen, vitamin D is changeable. It's fine. Just get it back up. So increase your dose to 5,000 a day if you're not already taking that. And so, okay, so another thing, I think you can talk to your doctor about, if you're a woman, a menstruating woman who's maybe trying to conceive and you're working still with a gynecologist, some things to talk to them about is doing a transvaginal ultrasound, so we can see what your ovaries look like, so we can see what the inside of your uterus looks like. Are there fibroids? Are there polyps? If a lot of doctors give pushback and don't want to do these ultrasounds because they cost the insurance companies more, and then they need to bill, and it's another, they have to justify it in their billing, and there's all these, it's just extra headache, I think, for the doctor. So what you have to say is that you are experiencing some pain in your ovaries, or just point to your lower abdomen and say, I feel crampy. I feel like a heaviness in here. And then legally, they need to do a transvaginal ultrasound on you. And you need to get one done. But again, if your doctor is making you feel less than, or making you feel stupid because you're asking questions and they pull, well, I'm the doctor and this is what I say, then all you have to say to them is, thank you very much for your time. I'm going to find another doctor, and I'm probably going to leave you a bad review online. Have a good day. People need to know that they're not doing their job well. I learn from my criticisms, right? And I learn from when I have missteps or I'm not taking enough time. I'll be the first to admit to a client, that's my bad. I should have caught that. I'm sorry I missed that, right? And you learn. That's how you learn. You learn from interacting with your patients. So you would prefer someone who is humble, someone who hears what you have to say, someone who honors you, and someone who does not just brush your symptoms under the rug. If you keep getting brushed under the rug, you need to find a new doctor, because that's not what you deserve. And I know healthcare isn't amazing in this country anymore. And I know that it's not easy to find a doctor, let alone a good doctor that accepts your insurance. But keep searching, get referrals from friends, you know, talk to people that have gone through similar things as you, find the right doctor, you know, just keep asking questions, keep reading, keep learning, become your own advocate. There's also a new website, letsgetchecked.com, that I have these tests, they've been sitting here, they're for my assistant Beth, and I have yet to give them to her because I haven't seen her. This one is, I think, a thyroid panel. So you could pay $129 on their website. They send you this little kit. You use this, you prick your own finger, you put a couple drops of blood in there, you send it back. This one you can test for celiac. Blood tests for celiac, I'm not really convinced are good. The Let's Get Checked also has like female hormone panels. They have thyroid panels, vitamin D. So you could do it all yourself. The thing is, though, you still are going to need a doctor to support your thyroid if that's what you need. Here's a question on Instagram. I follow you and Mark Sklar, my buddy. Both your posts finally gave me the courage to find that functional doctor. Trying to get pregnant at 37. Good for you, Chris. I'm assuming it's Christina or Christy. Although it's taking time, I feel good. No, I'm getting the answers. Good for you. I agree. You know, personally, right, I have health insurance. I basically use it for my yearly gynecology appointment, you know, for the PAP and all that. I pay out of pocket for a functional medicine doctor. That's what I do. She's not cheap, but she's awesome. And she covers all the bases. And I get, you know, I try to do it like once every 2 years where I just get everything looked at again, right? So we do complete panels of thyroid, nutritional, you know, I do gut health. I do it all, and it's very useful. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me super healthy. It keeps me feeling good and like I'm supporting myself. And although it's not cheap, I can justify the expense because I don't really see doctors otherwise, right? And I feel like I'm getting one-stop shopping. I'm getting all my answers in one shot, and most of the recommendations are supplements and diet, which I don't need a prescription for, and I feel like I'm really covering my bases. So to find a good functional medicine doctor, I recommend going to the IFM website, the Institute for Functional Medicine, and look up a doctor in your area. I think that's one of the best ways to do it. And I love to hear that, Christina, I'm going to say. I could be wrong, Christy maybe, or Christiane, but that we've inspired you, because Mark and I are such advocates of you being your own advocate, right? That's all we really want for you guys, is to really support yourself and ask the right questions and get the right support. And I think the biggest thing is I just want you to feel like your doctor is on your team, or at the very least, not shunning your choices or not criticizing you or making you feel less than. At the very least, Christina, okay, at the very least that they are saying okay to your questions. You know, I was just doing office hours in my secret Facebook group for my Yes You Can Get Pregnant e-course students, and someone was saying that her doctor refuses to do an ultrasound on her. She has irregular periods. She had a miscarriage and a D&C 2 years ago, and since then her periods have been irregular. And her doctor won't do certain tests. So I just said to her in the office hours, say that you have some ovarian pain, then she has to do it, and or tell her that you're going to find a new doctor. Thank you very much, but we're moving on. This looks a little like rosé, but it's not. It's kombucha and seltzer water mixed together. I'm not drinking rosé at 12:30 on a Thursday. It's not really rosé weather, guys. No, I'm kidding. I can't drink rosé. It kills my skin and my eczema, and I get like an instant headache. I'm so sensitive. But so anyway, it does kind of look like rosé though. It's funny, but it's not. So okay, any other questions here? So I think that's the biggest thing. I just want you guys to find someone who supports you, find someone who, you know, maybe they don't have to necessarily believe in you, but wants to support you as best they can, wants to help you figure this out, doesn't try to make you feel crazy. Autoimmune clients, you know, there's a statistic out there that the average autoimmune patient sees, 6 doctors over 5-year period before they get a diagnosis. That's ridiculous. You just need one good doctor, you know, and preferably if you're still searching and you can't get your GP to do the tests that you want done, especially these thyroid tests and the inflammatory tests like the CRP and the homocysteine, get your butt to an endocrinologist. Get a referral to an endocrinologist, to get the name of an endocrinologist from someone you know, and get there, because the endocrinologist will look deeper and they will be able to spend more time with you. Okay, guys. So my doctor refuses to give me HSG. She said straight up I would need donor eggs. I'm 46 years old. Yeah, Fatima, that's lame. It's just lame. There's 46-year-old women that get pregnant, so that's lame. I would find another doctor. She doesn't believe in you. She's not on your team. I would ask her for a referral. Just be like, fine, then do you know of another doctor in your field that would do an HSG on me? Or see a fertility doctor, because they'll do an HSG on you right away. They'll do an ultrasound on you right away. First visit, they're in there looking. They want to see what's going on inside that uterus. They want to see what the ovaries look like. They're in there looking right away. Okay, I'm going to wrap up, guys, and have a wonderful day. I will see you all next week. And again, if you want more of me or to get on my newsletter and hear all about, you know, what I email about on a regular basis, go over to amyrout.com, and we are always sending our latest and greatest health tips and beauty tips on how you can truly reawaken your health and your life from the inside out. You can check out my books on my website, amyrout.com, or on Amazon. And yeah, follow me Facebook, follow me Instagram, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye. Have a great day.